Howdy everyone, it's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this February 25th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please think about hitting that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you stay caught up. Alright, so yesterday we reiterated the promise that God made to the Israelites that He would return them to their promised land, the land He promised on covenant oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the land of Canaan. The last couple days is just reiteration of that, and also both a warning and a choice for the Israelites, where if they choose to follow the way of the peoples around them, the idolatrous, sinful people around them, and they would be destroyed and scattered, the land would be ruined. But if they chose God, then they would have life, they would have it abundantly, they would have everything they could possibly need. And the same choice is the same choice we have today. We either choose God and have life eternal, or we don't choose God and we have damnation. So now we're going to continue on to chapter 31 in Deuteronomy. It's just a short part. We're only read the first 8 verses, and this is going to be the passing of the torch. Because if you remember, the whole generation that came out of Egypt had to die off of Israel before they could enter the promised land. And this is kind of part of that as well. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 31, starting in verse 1. Then Moses went and spoke these words to all the Israelites. Moses said to them, I am now 120 years old. I cannot lead you any more. The Lord said to me, You will not go across the Jordan River. But the Lord your God will lead you people into that land. He will destroy these nations for you. You will take their land away from them. The Lord said that Joshua must lead you. The Lord destroyed Sihon and Og. He destroyed those Amorite kings, and he will do the same thing for you again. The Lord will help you defeat these nations. But you must do to them everything I told you to do. Be strong and be brave. Don't be afraid of these people, because the Lord your God is with you. He will not fail you or leave you. Then Moses called Joshua. All the Israelites watched while Moses said to Joshua, Be strong and brave. You will lead these people into the land that the Lord promised to give to their ancestors. You will help the Israelites take that land and divide it among them. The Lord will lead you. He himself is with you. He will not fail you or leave you. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. All right, so there you have it. So now Moses and God is passing on the torch of leadership of the Israelites from Moses over to Joshua, his apprentice, I guess you could call it. Now, the reason for this is 2 reasons. One, Moses is very old. At this time, he's 120 years old, so we can divide Moses' life into thirds, really. The first 40 years is the time he spent in Egypt, living in Pharaoh's household. Then that second 40 years is the time he spent trying to free the people from Egypt, and the time he spent in Midian. And then the last third is the time he spent in the wilderness up to his death there. Now, the main reason he's not going into the promised land, though, is because he committed a sin against God. There was another situation similar to earlier where the Israelites didn't have water. And so they did the thing where Moses struck the rock and water came out. But instead of giving God the credit immediately, he took the credit for himself. Said, I have given you this water, not God. And that angered the Lord greatly. And so as a result of just that one thing, that one little mistake, Moses was forbidden from entering the promised land. He was allowed to see it from afar before he died, but he was not allowed to go in there. And I think we'll touch on that tomorrow as we go into chapter 34. But now Joshua has been anointed as the new leader of the Israelites. He is going to be the one to lead them into the land of Canaan. Now, it's interesting. The Hebrew pronunciation of the name Joshua is actually Yeshua. Now, that sounds a little bit familiar. It should, because the Greek pronunciation of that name is Jesus. So Jesus and Joshua actually have the same name, Yeshua. Now, if that doesn't strike a tone with you, the meaning of the name Yeshua is one who saves, the Savior. Joshua is the Savior of the nation as he leads them into Israel. And of course, Jesus is the Son of God, Christ, who is the Savior of the whole world. Okay, so little interesting parallel there. Hope that sparks something within you there. Anyway, that's all we're gonna have for today. So tomorrow we'll wrap up Deuteronomy with chapter 34. We'll pick it up there. Thank you for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. See y'all tomorrow.